Grapple Chat. Make sure I'm not muted. Nope, I'm not muted. What is up, everybody? Grapple Chat. Extreme Rules 2018 is in the proverbial record books. It is behind us now. And I definitely am feeling a certain way about this. Gosh, guys. How to even quantify? First of all, let me say what's up to all the people who are here live for the filming of this, guys. I do these after every pay-per-view, after every Raw, after every SmackDown, after every NXT, unless there's like some sort of family thing that keeps me away from it. And I'm actually here at Extreme Rules, guys. If you can't see behind me, this is the Extreme Rules arena that I'm in. So I got to watch it, front row seats and everything. I moved up here. So, gosh, man, I'm just gonna say, to sum up this pay-per-view, just disappointing, man. Just disappointing on a lot of levels. I don't even know how else to really put it, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that. All right, we'll get into my rating. We'll get into everything that I'm feeling and thinking of right now. But let's start off. Let's talk about what happened. Let's talk about the matches. All right. We started off with the super lately announced, and I'm going to start with the pre-show because I still feel like they're real wrestlers and I still feel like it's part of the show. It matters just as much as any other match. It's just not on the main card, and WWE says it matters less, kind of, but it matters to me. So I'm going to talk about it. Andrade Cien Almas versus Sin Cara. This match got announced very, very late, so I knew that they weren't going to give it too much investment, but I was pleasantly surprised with the match that these two were able to pull off. Andrade, he brought it, of course. Sin Cara got in some great offense here, and these two just work really well together. The presentation was off the charts. Zelina Vega and Andrade, they're dressed to impress. They come out. Sin Cara came out first with his super tie-dye outfit. He looked cool as well. Overall, I was just very, very excited and very, very. After this match was over, which Andrade won, which I fully expected to happen, but Sin Cara was definitely having a good showing in this match. After the match was over, I was having a very good feeling about the pay-per-view. I'm like, dang, dude, if that's one of two pre-show matches and it's already like, they're already pulling out some of the stops and giving us a pretty dang good match. I think it was actually a little better than their match on SmackDown this week. So I was excited. I was like, this is going well. It's going well. Giving everybody some props who was in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Let me do a little bit of roll call. I see Boss Gaming. I see Braun. I see Finish. I see CB Gaming. We got a lot of gamers. We got Kid Phantom. We got Big Rud. The Mo is here. Temezi. Joe Hardaway. Oh gosh, dude. The chat is scrolling back on me. The Phenomenal one was in here. Dude, thank you guys so much. Alright, I'm gonna get back to this. Second City is in here. Oh yes. Guys, thank you so much. If you would like to be part of these, just show up, 5, 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes after an event, and I'm most likely going to be online reviewing the event itself. But it was a pretty good match. Andrade wins, and it's just kind of heartbreaking because when he showed up on SmackDown, people were pretty hyped to see him. But I feel like because of this weird lull and this weird off TV time that he spent for the past month or so, it has not done him any favors. So I hope that they will be building him up sometime soon. I don't know why they didn't kind of introduce him into that United States title picture a little bit, at least give him a little bit of a prestigious entering onto the main roster instead of a feud with Sin Cara, but it's not a bad feud. I'm actually liking the feud. I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's just the time and the way that they've been pushing him has not done him any favors with the crowd. The crowd was just like, yeah. And that's definitely not the way you want to have a person who has pulled off one of the best matches that your company has put on in the last several years. He should probably be getting a little bit better push than this. So hopefully Andrade is going off to some bigger and better things. But if this feud is going to continue, I want them to keep turning it up a notch because these two can go. Andrade and Sin Cara, hopefully, if the feud is over, I hope that both of them are off doing something even better. Or if it's not over, then let's go. Let's go. Next up, we got the New Day versus Sanity, and it's a tables match. It was not an elimination tables match. It was just a straight up tables match, meaning the first team to put another competitor through the table wins, or another member of the opposite team through the table, then they win. So, some really good spots from Killian Dane. Killian Dane was probably the standout part of this to me. Just so fast on his feet, just so gosh, man, surprising agility. Um, just getting the job done. Eric Young looked um, somewhat good here. I don't know why they've toned down his wrestling ability so much from NXT. When he was in NXT, they were letting him go, but here it's just like, what's going on? They let him drop a couple elbows here and there, and I didn't really see anything else. Alexander Wolf, they let him go as well. Kofi Kingston had a cool spot where he did a double foot stomp. So two members of Sanity were on the shoulders of New Day, and then Kofi Kingston comes off the top rope with a double, 1 foot on one member of Sanity and another foot on the other member. Stomps him, but then on the way down, he lands directly on his tailbone, and that had to hurt. I'm glad Kofi was able to continue, and I hope he's healing up. And I hope all of the New Day is healing up after this, because Sanity gets the victory here. They Alexander Wolf had Kofi Kingston just like draped off the apron, and then Eric Young drops an elbow on him straight through the table and wins the match. So good stuff here. I'm glad Sanity finally got a win. It was weird to see Sanity debut and immediately just keep losing and losing. I almost was completely convinced that Sanity had to win this and was going to win this. There were some spots here and there where I thought maybe they'll do something weird, but no. Sanity finally got their first win. Sounds so weird saying Sanity lost a whole bunch of matches in a row, but they didn't lose a bunch, but they lost all their debut matches on the blue brand, so it's kind of weird. It was a good match though. At least Big E learned to use the tables. Yeah, in our simulation matches that I did, our prediction matches that I did in 2K18, Big E was just so weird. He didn't know how to use those tables. So, from one tag team match to another tag team match. Next up, we had the Deleter of Worlds, Woken, Matt Hardy, and Bray Wyatt versus Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, the B team. And I was just hyped to see Bo and Bray wrestling against each other in this match. And they teased it for a second, then they finally gave it to us. The B team looked pretty impressive here. Matt Hardy, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with him recently, but hopefully he'll be able to pull off a little bit better matches. He's consistent, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of impressive things from him. It's just consistent, and it's just kind of blah, and his gimmick is, I don't know, it's wonderful. I'm just gonna say it's wonderful. All right, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt do actually come up short here. Bo Dallas puts his new finisher on Matt Hardy. Yeah, he actually pinned Matt Hardy. Puts his new finisher on him, which is a draping, swinging neck breaker from the top rope. He actually puts the person on the top rope and then draping, swinging neck breakers them. So it's pretty dang cool. I like the finisher a lot. And the B team become your new Raw Tag Team Champions. Oh my goodness. And they were hype about it, and the whole crowd was hype about it. Everybody was having a feel good. So and as it's going, I'm like, yeah, this is going good. Okay, so Andrade and Sin Cara had a good match. New Day, Sanity got their first win on the main roster. What? And then the B team win. I'm like, dude, this pay-per-view, it's doing the dang thing right now. And then they were like, nah, you know what? Let's put Finn Balor and Constable Baron Corbin against each other. And this was a match that I honestly don't know how many people in the crowd were actually into this match. Finn Balor, him and Baron tried, but I really didn't see anything too outstanding here. It wasn't like, you know how when Finn wrestled against Braun Strowman recently, and he just they made a good match, and Finn really took Braun Strowman up a notch, gave him a good run, and it seemed believable. It seems like Finn didn't try to do the same thing here for Baron. Baron had to carry a lot of the load here, a lot of rest holds, a lot of just keeping him down and playing up his size advantage and all that stuff, and then uh, eventually. Eventually Finn Balor gets the win. There's just not really, like I said, nothing notable popping to mind. It's like, yay, great, Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. Hopefully they will continue this feud, and it will keep going up notches, because I really don't know what's next for Finn. I really don't know what's next for Baron Corbin. So if they're going to do anything with either of these two guys, just keep them together, because you already have some basis for a feud, and just step up the wrestling and turn up the feud, because right now I don't know what's next for these two. They got to do something with them, though. Finn is way too good. Baron is good too. He's not great, but he's good as well. He's got a cool gimmick going on with being the constable, and if it's gonna end, I hope they have something for these two. If it's not gonna end, then just they got to kick this up a notch, because this is definitely not cutting it, and the match was not anything to write home about, honestly. That's it. That's all I'm gonna really say about that. Not gonna harp on it. Let's just move on. Next up, we got the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line between Carmella, the reigning champion, versus Asuka, and with James Ellsworth suspended from a shark cage, or in a shark cage. Well, from a shark cage as well, as this match went on. Goodness gracious. Well, the match, it was going like Asuka versus Carmella. It was basically like a SmackDown match, but with like a stipulation going on above it. James Ellsworth tried to drop a chain out, but the ref caught it, and so that wasn't gonna fly. Part of the way through this match, when Asuka and Carmella were on the outside and the cameraman was on the outside, James Ellsworth started like picking the lock on the cage, and he actually opened the cage door and he got out. But when he was trying to get down from it, his pant leg, he had these weird pant leg things, got caught on the cage, so he was hanging upside down from the cage. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ay, ay, ay. Nice layout. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. I try to make some cool looking layouts. So he's hanging upside down. They have Asuka sees this, and oh no, Asuka did a great suplex on the outside. I almost forgot to mention this, but Asuka did a great snap suplex on the outside that left Carmella just jacked. I mean, she was like, oh, just you could tell that she was selling it, but that was a good suplex as well. That might have taken some air out of her. Asuka decides to leave Carmella, the woman she should be paying attention to, and the one that she should be trying to get this championship off of, so that she could just beat up James Ellsworth. I'm very convinced that Asuka hates James Ellsworth and is more preoccupied with James Ellsworth than doing anything else that she's ever done in her career in WWE. I've never seen her so focused on one person. And keep in mind, this is the lady who went through incredible matches with Nikki Cross, incredible matches with Ember Moon in NXT, incredible matches with Nia Jax. She just cleaned out the division because her focus was just on winning. But now she's like lost that so much and become this like ravenous animal that just sees red whenever James Ellsworth is around. And I don't know what this is about. I don't know if they're going to build this up more, but I think Asuka's out. I don't know if she's got any sort of like claim on the championship at this point, and where does she go from here? She's like got to keep her attention on James Ellsworth, or they have to like start something up right now, or else she's just gonna fade even further back. Because she's a long way from where she was. I'll tell you that. So she goes over and starts kicking the crap out of James Ellsworth while he's hanging upside down. They're bringing the cage down so that they can unhook. Like a bunch of people come out from the Extreme Rules setup crew, and they bring the cage down lower so that they can try to get James Ellsworth off of there so it wouldn't interrupt the match. But in doing that, they put the cage right at like eye level. The bottom of the cage is right at eye level, and then Carmella just comes through and shoves Asuka's head right into the steel cage, knocks her all the way out, and gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Carmella retains her championship. She has beaten Asuka twice, and she has beaten Charlotte twice now. I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, she ain't worthy. She ain't good in the ring, man. I don't really care at this point. It's just entertainment to me. I'm not watching. I'm not watching most of the women's division for a good match at this point because they're talented, but it's just obvious we're not going to get good matches out of a good portion of the women's division. I'm not going to put like an actual percentage on it. I'm not going to say, 5 or 6 people. I'm not going to say that, I'm just going to say that I have not tuned into Raw or SmackDown in the last couple of months expecting to see a good match. I'm past that with the women's division. I'm just like, is this feud gonna be okay? Is this gonna be fun to watch? Because I'm not counting on them for good matches anymore. I'm really not. The one match I will do a caveat to that. Whenever I see Ember Moon, I do expect a good match. Whenever I see Ruby Riott, I expect a good match. And I expected a good match out of Charlotte and Becky Lynch, but then they had that weird like friendship. Oh, I'm gonna let go of your leg. Weird match, and I just like lost my interest in that. They can build this interest back. I'm not saying it's gonna be like that forever. I'm just saying recently I do not watch the women's division for good matches. Okay, I really don't. Maybe once. They've been building Becky Lynch up, so that's good. Peyton Royce, she's doing some good stuff too. It's just I'm not expecting it anymore. So this probably made a lot of people mad. This SmackDown Women's Championship match between Carmella and Asuka probably made a lot of people mad. Me, I'm just like, that was funny. Let's move on, So there you go. Carmella retains in a just a gimmick match. Gimmick. It was kind of fun to watch, and that was about it. Nothing major. Sort of similar. Oh yeah, she did have the Asuka lock on Carmella, but Carmella, she just freaks out whenever anything like that gets on her, and she just got to the ropes, so she got out of that fairly quickly. But yeah, her sub doesn't put torque on the shoulder, and there's no choke. It's a joke. Like I said, I'm not watching. I don't. Asuka's whole style doesn't really tickle my fancy much anyway. But I've seen her wrestle good matches. It's just I'm not super duper into her like a lot of people are. I'd much rather watch Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross, Shayna Baszler, pretty much everybody from the Mae Young Classic. Even Kairi Sane made me happy this week with her match. Vanessa Bourne. I'd rather watch a lot of people. Bianca Belair. Like those are the people I'm watching if I want to see something good. But it's just main roster ain't really doing it for the women right now, wrestling wise. Next up. All right, we're done with that. I spent more time on that than I think the match was. Next, we got Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship. I think the entrances of this match were probably 40 times, maybe 30 times longer than the actual match. Jeff Hardy's getting all settled. The ref goes over to put away the championship, and Nakamura just hits him with that same thing he hit AJ Styles with, a uppercut to the nether regions of Jeff Hardy, leaves him crumpled, then walks over to the corner and hits him with a Kinshasa. He started the match. Somebody in the chat said he started the match with a finisher. He did. He definitely did. He started the match with a finisher. This was an incredible squash. I think it was like 2 seconds. So he hits him, low blow. The ref goes over to check on Jeff Hardy, and it looks like he knows something happened, but he's like, I don't know. So he asked Jeff, hey, can you still wrestle? And Jeff's like, yeah, I'm good. Kinshasa, straight to the head, 1, 2, 3, match over. Shinsuke Nakamura, the new United States champion, and then one of the better parts, if not one of the better parts. I'm not going to say the best. I would say this is probably the third best, maybe second best thing that happened all of Extreme Rules. Randall Keith, Randy Orton, Mr. RKO himself. His music hits while Shinsuke is celebrating his new United States title. And Randy Orton gets in the ring. Shinsuke's smart. He's like, he got out of the ring and he stood on top of the table. He's like, no, I'm not going to be anywhere near the ground. I'm not catching any RKOs. I just won this championship. I'm good. I'm good. Randy, you stay over there. Randy stares him down for a good minute straight in the ring. And then he starts to look over at Jeff Hardy, who's just recovering from his incredible, incredible nether regions damage. Everybody's like, RKO, RKO, RKO. And he just walks over to him, grabs his legs out from under Jeff Hardy, and just stomps him right where the sun don't shine. And oh my goodness, dude, this stomp made me hurt for real. Like in real life, I felt pain watching it. This was a brutal stomp, and this was probably one of the main and only hardcore things that actually happened on this fight card. Holy moly, man. I'm going to say that's the third best thing that happened. Third best thing that happened this pay-per-view. Then Randy Orton just walks out. And Shinsuke is like, what the heck? This guy might be more unpredictable than I am, because he didn't even attack Shinsuke, he just walked out. So on SmackDown, hopefully we'll get some shed some light on what the heck Randy's up to. Is he going full on heel? Looks like he is, but we'll have to find out. Sometimes he just does things like that. So who knows? But he had a fresh haircut. Oh man, was it the quickest championship match ever? It might have been. It might have been, man. I'd rather watch Bayley versus Sasha than Asuka. Yeah, well, I'd rather watch their matches in NXT for sure. But I don't know. The main roster's done some weird stuff to Sasha and Bayley. They've become like botch machines or something. But yes, Shinsuke, we got ourselves a title change. Shinsuke Nakamura, the brand new United States champion. He gets his first singles title on the main roster. In and on the main roster. Next up, Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman. This match, it went a little longer than I thought it would. Kevin Owens actually got some impressive offense against Braun, especially the way they've been booking Braun recently. I did not expect for Kevin Owens to really be able to walk after the first 2 minutes of this match, but impressively, Kevin Owens had a plan. Kevin Owens got some really good offense in. Braun kicked out of a, was it a splash? Kicked out of a splash, I believe, but it kicked out right at 1. And so they're keeping Braun very, very strong. Kevin Owens was down. He tried to climb out of the cage. Not climb out of the cage, but he tried to crawl to the door. They opened up the door for him. Braun gets a hold of him, puts his foot on Kevin Owens, and then slams the door in his face. That spot was craziness. So Kevin Owens is hurt, of course. But right after that, it turned out Kevin Owens had handcuffs and handcuffed Braun Strowman to the top rope in the corner. I don't think that was the best corner to handcuff him to, because I'm pretty sure Braun could have just climbed over the top rope and just put his foot out of the ring. Braun's pretty tall. I think he could have just had his arm handcuffed to the top rope and just stepped over the top rope and just opened the door and won the match right there. But he didn't do that. Braun's not supposed to be the smartest guy, I guess, but whatever. Kevin Owens, he's spending all this time gloating, and he's like, "Hey, Braun, suck it." And then so he's trying to climb, and this just enrages Braun to the point where he breaks the handcuff, goes over and snatches Kevin Owens, goes up to the top of the steel cage. He grabs Kevin Owens, puts him on top of the steel cage with him. They're on the corner. And he tosses Kevin Owens off of the steel cage through the announce table. And Kevin Owens has been a super sport about these spots recently, man. That makes it 2 pay-per-views where Kevin Owens has probably fallen from a combined height of 50 feet or something. It's got to be he's fell 50 feet in 2 pay-per-views. This guy's a definite champ. He takes damage for this company, that's for sure. They had to cart him out. So Braun lost the match. Braun actually, somebody said he threw the match. He definitely threw the match. He threw him through a table and he threw the match. So Kevin Owens wins the match because technically his feet touched the floor. And WWE confirmed that the way you win a steel cage, they confirmed it tonight, and Michael Cole even said it, is that you have to climb out of the cage, or you can go out, or you can win by pinfall or submission, whatever. But both feet have to hit the floor. So we rewind back to the greatest Royal Rumble, and guess what? Roman Reigns should be the Universal Champion because his feet touched the floor. Brock's feet were on the cage; they weren't touching the floor. So Roman should be Universal Champion, but whatever. But they confirmed it here. Is my point. So everybody was like, no, Brock, Brock should have won it. What's Roman talking about? What's Roman talking about? Roman's talking about how the rules say that he should be champion right now. I don't care if you don't like him, whatever. Those are the rules. So Kevin Owens wins the match on a basically a technicality, but he loses the battle for sure. Got destroyed. Yeah, that was an OMG moment. That was an OMG moment. Do you think wrestlers try harder in NXT? I don't think they try harder. I just think they're more focused. I think they're more focused, and they have a much more hands-on approach. It's like, have you ever went to a class like when you were in like high school or whatever, and you have a class that has like 40 people in it, so it's harder for you to like get that one-on-one time with the teacher, and it's harder for you to like know exactly what is expected of you because there's just so many people, so you're not getting that same specialized attention, and you're not as on task, and you don't know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. But if you have a class of like 20 people, it's much more intimate. You're closer to the teacher, and you can get to know the people around you, and there's more of like a helping hand type of thing instead of just a community of everybody just trying to get good grades. It's like that. Okay, I feel like they have a much more the people who run NXT are like, this is your character, this is what you're doing, this is your storyline. We're gonna keep this going all the way up until the next pay per view. Instead of, oh, you're gonna be a bad guy this week. Next week you're gonna be a good guy. Next week you're gonna forget all about that. Next week you're gonna be friends with them. Then the week after that, like the main roster is just there's so much going on, and there's just so much time to fill, and just I don't think it's that the people are trying harder. I just think the main roster it's not as intimate, and it's not as succinct. I don't think they're keeping track. And Triple H, man, Triple H has more control over NXT, so it might boil down to Triple H as well. I don't know, man. I don't think it's that they try harder though. I think these people are trying hard on the main roster. It's just that they're not getting handed the same quality of things to do, and the same mission statement, you know. So yeah, Braun throwing him off the cage. I would say that's the probably number two best thing that happened at this pay per view. So no, number three would be Randy coming back. Uh, it might be tied with that, but I'm just gonna give it to Braun and Kevin because that's putting your body on the line in a crazy way. Maybe might be even number one, but oh well. Next up, um, earlier on, I forgot to mention this, but the Bludgeon Brothers destroyed Team Hell No backstage. They threw Daniel Bryan into a garage door. They put Kane's foot in a door and then hit the door with one of the bludgeon mallets. And so there was speculation that the match, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, was either not going to happen, or there was going to be like a stand-in, or replacement team. But no, Daniel Bryan with his proud attitude and his just will to want and try for everything, because it's his time back. He's finally back in the WWE. He's back from his injury and all that stuff. So he comes out and he's gonna fight the Bludgeon Brothers by himself. Ay ay ay, and he's doing a pretty good job of it up until he was technically winning the match, as far as I'm concerned, because he made Luke Harper smash into Eric Rowan from the inside. Luke Harper did a suicide dive to the outside, and Daniel Bryan got out of the way. Luke Harper smashes into Eric Rowan and into the barricade, which destroys both of them. And from that exchange, Daniel Bryan did not take any damage. But Daniel Bryan's just laying there, and then Kane's music plays. Kane comes out with a boot on his leg, one of those boots that you wear if your legs like if your foot's shattered, kind of, not as heavy, but definitely a boot to signify that his leg is very injured. He's hobbling down to the ring. It takes him a long time to get into to get up to the apron. Daniel Bryan eventually tags him in, but he's kind of a liability because he's just using one hand or one foot to choke slam people, and then he called for it. He said he was gonna do the tombstone pile driver, but he just couldn't lift up Luke Harper, and this is what kind of started turning the tide here. Daniel Bryan gets tagged in, and this was just murder she wrote. Murder she wrote. Bludgeon Brothers grab Daniel Bryan. Eric Rowan puts him up on his in a powerbomb position. Or actually, it might have been backwards. Oh, he puts him up. Yeah. Puts him up in a. It's not a powerbomb position. He seats him on his shoulders like an electric chair. And Luke Harper comes off the ropes with an incredible clothesline that just clocks Daniel Bryan, and 1, 2, 3. Team Hell No loses. This was probably the moment of this pay-per-view that made me start to really think that it wasn't gonna impress me as much as I wanted, and not because Team Hell No lost. I'm not that petty about wins and losses, guys. It was about the ending. It was about why did Kane even come out here? If you wanted to tell the story that Daniel Bryan was just gonna fight them by himself if he had to, and the Bludgeon Brothers are gonna win, why bring Kane out here? Why bring Kane back at all at this point? I have so many questions, and I don't want to go super far into it. I'm just like, this is the first like genuine why moment that I had about what the heck is the storytelling here. But hopefully on SmackDown we'll get a little bit more into it, and a little bit more detail on what the heck's going on, or what's coming next. I just don't know, man. Yeah, they don't need the titles. I don't think that Team Hell No needs the titles at all. I just wish that the ending of this would have made a little bit more sense. This was just one of those, like, after it, you could just tell, like, everyone in the live chat, because I stream these things, I stream during these to show you guys my live reactions, so that everybody watching the pay-per-view can come show me their live reactions, what they're thinking about the pay-per-views and stuff, and just have a cool hangout party type of thing. You could just tell that there was just this question mark over the whole chat. It was like, what the heck? What's going on, man? I don't understand it. And hopefully it's going to make more sense on Tuesday. I just don't like going out of a pay-per-view and having a not so positive thought about it, that I have to base my positivity on, oh, well, maybe on Tuesday, like, no, a pay-per-view is supposed to be the culmination. It's supposed to be I mean, at least in my opinion, a pay-per-view should be a good place to either end a storyline or to take that storyline to the legitimate next level. Okay, you got to do one of these two things, and then I'll be happy. But if you drop off, you don't quite end it, but you don't take it to the next level. You take it to the next level down. Like, it leaves me in this place where I know that's not what they want. They don't want me to feel that way. But, like, is this really what they wanted? Like, does this make sense to them? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't think of the writers from NXT, because the writers of NXT are working on NXT. A lot of them are in training. A lot of them are not. A lot of the production crew and the people who work in NXT are veterans, but a lot of them are getting their feet wet. Like, they're learning how to do these things so that they can go up and work on the main roster. Not just the superstars, the people who produce the shows and things like that as well. To have NXT writers move to the main roster would be very strange, because the writers that they have, I don't even know how far. Honestly, dude, if I try to tell you the whole reason, there'll probably be parts of it that are wrong, because nobody really knows. No, I'm pretty sure they don't even know. I'm pretty sure the WWE doesn't even know at this point, because there's been so much dropping of the ball that I honestly have to think that they don't even know sometimes. So anyway, Bludgeon Brothers retain their titles. Hopefully that means that Sanity will be able to step in there and maybe challenge the Bludgeon Brothers, or or the Usos will get back on it or something, man. I don't know what's gonna happen here, but gosh, I'll wait till Tuesday. But I'll wait till Tuesday. Yeah, Usos get it, man. They got four hugs, four championship, four championship. What did they say? 4 opportunities, 4 championship opportunities. Yeah, but NXT is different though because, like I said, they have a much more succinct storyline. And this next match that I'm going to talk about right now, Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This match right here is the quintessential difference between NXT and the main roster. Okay, this match, Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns, is the quintessential and perfect example of what I mean about the attention to detail and the clear path and character development that they put into NXT versus just the get out there, get it done that Raw does so often. They built this match up like it was going to be the barn burner, that this was going to be the match you got to see, man. It's Extreme Rules, and it's Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns, and they hate each other. You saw the pull apart brawl, man. They can't even keep these two apart with 30 people. They built it to be this like, oh my goodness, man, Brock ain't here. This is the next best thing. I'll tell you one thing right now. They lied. They lied to me and they lied to the rest of us, okay? You don't have to verbally do something all the time to be a liar. All right? You could just overhype something to the point where you know it's not going to deliver and you do it anyway. And that's like crying wolf to me. Okay, you can only do that so many times before you're gonna get people disillusioned. And I don't think WWE understands this. I think they take people like us for granted. People who are sitting here talking about this. Guess who's not talking about this? The casual fans, because they saw something that most likely was not super entertaining to them tonight, and they're not even going to be talking about it. Somebody's going to ask them, "Hey, what were you doing tonight? What'd you do last night?" They're going to be at the water cooler. They're going to be leaning on the water cooler later on Monday at work. "Hey, man, what'd you do last night?" "Oh, I went to that WWE event, Extreme Rules." "Oh, Extreme Rules, dude, I heard about that. How was it?" "Hey, I don't know, man. Ronda Rousey was there." "Oh, Ronda was there? Oh, cool, dude. What did she? Yeah, she hopped the barricade. Well, she's suspended, so she hopped the barricade, and so it was cool. I saw Ronda Rousey." "Oh, cool, man. What else? Anything else?" "Some guy got thrown off a cage." "Oh, that's cool, dude. What happened?" I don't know. This big giant dude just tossed him off a cage." "Wow. Uh, dang, dude. That sounds extreme. Is he dead or what?" Nah. I think he's all right." "Okay. Well, anything else?" Uh, Not really. Like that's the conversation. That's the end of the water cooler conversation. Stop overhyping things, WWE, especially when it comes to Roman Reigns, guys. He needs so much to just turn heel because I don't think there's anything left. I don't think there's anything left. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley. These two are supposed to hate each other so badly based off of what I saw on Monday Night Raw that you have to get 30 people from the locker room to pull them apart and security can't stop them. And oh my God, Bobby Lashley's going to destroy security guards. And oh my goodness, Roman Reigns. Oh, it's going to be incredible, man. Extreme Rules. These two are going to tear each other apart. And then, no. The bell rings and nothing happens. Like literally nothing happens. They're just standing there. They're doing little rest holds and stuff. It's like, I thought you guys hate each other. Why when there are 30 people trying to keep you guys apart, are you trying to kill everybody? Like you're literally destroying superstars to get to each other. And then once it's just you, it's just Roman and Bobby in the ring together. They're like, "Let's have a good match." "Okay, let's go. Super friends unite." And then they do like just it's just a glorified Raw match. There was nothing notable about this match except for two things. Roman Reigns gave Bobby Lashley an attitude adjustment out of the ring. Okay, so I like that. If the whole match, if they would have started this match, I'm going to give WWE writers, bookers, everybody. If you're watching me right now, don't do this again. Okay, if you're gonna do this again, these two should be. It should be before the bell even rings. It should be like. It should have been like Roman Reigns' music hits, Bobby Lashley's music hits. They both come out. They're both standing in the ring, and then the ref is about to ring the bell, and then Roman Reigns is just like Superman punch, and then Michael Cole's like the big dog is trying to really stake his claim on the guard, and then Bobby Lashley should be like legitimately choking Roman Reigns. I want to see his face turning like red or something, man. You could just hold your breath for a little while and make your face turn red. I could do it right now. I could make it look like I'm getting choked out for real, but I'm not going to because YouTube might get mad at me and demonetize me. So I could do it though, okay? And they could do it too. That's what these guys are paid for. There should have been 3 vertical delayed vertical suplexes. There should have been a Superman punch off the apron. He should have Superman punched him from the apron. I want to see them take it to the next level. These two are trying to kill each other on Monday Night Raw, and over here they have like a secret handshake in the ring. It's ridiculous, man. So anyway, Roman Reigns hits Bobby Lashley with a very good move. This was extreme. I liked this about this match. It was an OMG moment for sure. Attitude adjusts Bobby Lashley over the top rope outside, and Bobby Lashley just comes crashing down on the outside. Bobby Lashley gets back in the match and shakes it off, I guess, and Bobby Lashley wins the match. Okay, it took one vertical suplex and the worst spear I have seen on television this year and possibly ever. I don't think. Well, no, I wouldn't say possibly ever because there's been a couple times where Charlotte hasn't even like touched the person and they just go, oh. And Kairi Sane's spear is kind of wacky sometimes too, but this was honestly the worst spear I've seen on the main roster this year and maybe ever. This spear that Bobby Lashley did was just so lackluster. I mean, it looked like. What did it look like? It looked like if you had like a bookcase. Like if you had just like a bookcase standing up and he speared the bookcase would just go, ugh. Like it would just rattle. But Roman Reigns is out. 1, 2, 3. Forget about the fact that Roman Reigns took, 5 F5s at WrestleMania? The most lackluster spear I've seen possibly ever puts Roman Reigns down after Roman was so mad at him that they're just going to have a pull-apart brawl on Raw. It's just ridiculous, okay? Just get this off my television. I told them, if you're going to advertise this so much, this match better deliver. And this match did not deliver. This was DiGiorno's. Okay, this was a DiGiorno match. It did not deliver. It was the softest spear I've ever seen. And I know Bobby Lashley's a legitimate athlete. I'm not dissing Bobby Lashley. I'm saying in this case, that was not convincing whatsoever. And we deserve a little better than that. I would have picked him up and done it for real after that. Okay, these people are here for a show. It's called Extreme Rules, and you're gonna hit them with the pillow spear. This was a DiGiorno spear if I've ever seen one. It did not deliver. This match did not deliver. Ay. This gets my DiGiorno seal of disapproval. So on to the next one. Bobby Lashley wins against Roman Reigns. I don't know what's next for either of them, and it better not be Brock, because they talked about Brock too. We'll talk about that in a second. Oh my God. Anyway, all right, Raw Women's Championship is on and this is where I really started to be like, what the heck is going on here? And then from here on out, it just kind of, ay. Anyway, so Raw Women's Championship is on the line. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax, an Extreme Rules match where they just basically start handing each other, I'm not kidding, for the first probably 3 minutes of this match, it's just Alexa Bliss grabbing things like trash cans, chairs, tops to trash cans, more chairs, and lightly tossing them to Nia Jax, who then tosses them into the ring. It's like, let's get together and feel all right. They're like, what is going on? This is Extreme Rules. What the heck is going on? They're like handing each other furniture. It's like I'm watching, one of those like. When they show like all the good that WWE does outside of the ring, where they show them like helping out at like, I don't know, like Make-A-Wish Foundation and stuff. It looked like they were helping out at the IKEA store. Okay. Oh hey, Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax teamed up today to help out at the local IKEA, and it's just them lightly tossing chairs to each other and putting them. Get it off my freaking screen! It's horrible. luckily they brought it together a little bit, and it got kind of extreme because Nia Jax lifts up Alexa Bliss, which I could probably do like right now while I'm sitting down. But anyway, she does it, smashes her through a trash can. Mickie James keeps on getting involved in her super duper high heels, man. Her high heels must have been like this big. Her high heels were out of control. I'm sorry, man. I think he was trying to hit it, but the position made it weaker. Dude, he didn't get anything behind it. Like I know. There's probably circumstances that made it look so weak, but that's why I'm saying you pick him back up and do it for real after that. You don't just say, "Oh, that's it." I guess that lackluster uh, breeze hitting Roman Reigns is enough to put him down after this dude took 5 F5s a few months ago and still kicked out. I don't know, man. I don't know. But this match was not very extreme. In a match that is the name of the pay-per-view, I expected a bit more, but it got okay. Okay, I'm not gonna harp on it too bad, but it just really wasn't enough for me. It really wasn't enough for me at all. There was like a few chair shots here and there. Natalya was out there for in Nia Jax's corner because she's her friend and she's Ronda Rousey's friend as well. And Mickie James started to assault Mickie James and Alexa Bliss started to assault Natalya at ringside, and Ronda Rousey can't handle it anymore. Ronda Rousey's in the front row, and she's like, "That's it," and she hops the barricade, and this gets the crowd into it. This got me hyped because I'm like, "Yeah, get in there." Um, Ronda Rousey starts cleaning house, of course. She starts tossing people around. She did a weird little toss. Her and Mickie James had really weird timing, but I'm glad they at least kept it presentable. Um, Ronda Rousey got involved. This led to enough distraction for. Mickie James got in here and she started hitting Nia Jax with the chair, and then Alexa Bliss hit Nia Jax with the chair. Mickie James hits Nia Jax one more time with the chair, and then puts the chair down right in front of Nia Jax's face. And Alexa Bliss rolls up and just DDTs her while Nia Jax is kneeling. DDTs Nia Jax's face right on the steel chair and gets the 1-2-3. So Alexa Bliss retains. It was a match. Like it's really, I'm not impressed. I'm really not. Um, I'm not. I just want people to really get the point of what I'm trying to say here. I'm not trying to say it's these athletes' fault. I know that they are out there doing what they're told to do. Um, but I'm just saying, as a company, if 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 you get if you go to McDonald's and you get a burger that has like hair in it, you're not looking for the chef. You're not looking for the exact person whose hair that is. You don't run into the McDonald's and go, "Hey, you, who in here has a hair this color?" You're just like, "Dude, what is wrong with this company? Is this how you run in your store? You're going for the manager. You're going to the top. You're like, "Yo, why is there a hair in my burger? I need 3 free burgers now, or I'm going to tweet this out to everybody. I'm going to let everybody know this is a dirty McDonald's to never come here, okay?" So please don't think that I'm looking at like Nia Jax herself and being like, "Nia, you suck," or "Alexa, you suck." I'm not saying that. I'm saying this company needs to get it together. Present me with some good matches on the women's side of things, because as I said earlier, I'm starting to not even watch the women's matches to see anything good unless it's Ember Moon or Ruby Riott or all the people that I listed before. So they got to get it together, man. They got to find a way to utilize these people's their unique offense. Okay, not everybody has to be AJ Styles. I'm not looking for Alexa Bliss to do a 450 splash or anything. I'm not looking for people to be all the same archetype. I'm just saying utilize their strengths in the ring. I think it'll be great. So Alexa Bliss retains her title. She starts walking off. Of course, they have a long pause on Ronda Rousey's face as she's just looking at her like, "I can't believe this happened. I'm gonna get you." And then that's the end of that. Good stuff, Alexa. Good stuff. Then I started to think, oh, dude, are they gonna let AJ Styles actually main event a dual branded pay per view for once? Is AJ Styles the World Heavyweight Championship, the top belt of all WWE history? Are they gonna let that main event this pay-per-view? Nope. No, they're not. Because next match is AJ Styles versus Rusev. Rusev gets his shot right here. His first ever singles attempt at the world title, and it was a pretty good match. I liked Rusev's intensity. It seemed like they started out kind of like off timing. Rusev had some weird, like, he tried to hip toss AJ, but I think AJ thought something else was going on. So there was like some miscommunication in the beginning, but they started to get the swing of things going. Um, Rusev was looking strong here or there. The calf crusher came into effect, but Rusev actually had a reversal for the calf crusher. He hung onto the ropes to where AJ couldn't roll through and get the calf crusher locked in. So it was seeming like what Rusev was talking about on SmackDown was true. Rusev on SmackDown this week was like, I got a counter for that. I'm watching him. I know how to beat AJ Styles. He's never fought me. He doesn't know how to deal with this. So it sounded like he had a plan, and then through this match they were telling the story that Rusev had a plan. They were showing that he'd seen AJ's offense before, and he had devised a plan for it. So I was like, this is a cool storyline right here. They're telling the story on Tuesday, and it's continuing on the pay-per-view. Well, then Aiden English thinks that he needs to get involved, so he unties the top turnbuckle pad, takes it off. So now there's an exposed turnbuckle over here, and Rusev goes running at AJ in the corner, and AJ gets out of the way. Rusev takes the turnbuckle straight to the face. AJ goes to the outside and destroys Aiden English, which I thought was going to be his fatal flaw. I thought he was going to lose some of his focus, and just that one split second was going to allow Rusev to remember his plan, because AJ got on the outside, and this is actually the move that Rusev was talking about when he said he had a plan, that he had a counter for this. On Tuesday, on SmackDown, Rusev said, I have a counter for that. I have 5 counters for that or something like that when he was on the commentary table. Well, AJ readies up the phenomenal forearm, and I'm seeing everything that I want happen right now. I'm like, Rusev's going to be champion. He's got a counter for this. He told us he had a counter for this. It's perfect storytelling. No, phenomenal forearm, 1, 2, 3. AJ retains. What's the point? There's another one of those what's the point situations. I don't get it, man. Would it be so bad for Rusev to just have won here with the storytelling that you told, and for us to continue with that? Are you so busy, you're so like fast and quick that you got to move on to some other feud? Does it have to be that way? Does it have to be we move on? Oh, there's Samoa Joe now. Samoa Joe, get in here, Samoa Joe. Like, does it have to be that fast? Why can't Samoa Joe feud with somebody else for a little while? Why does it? I just don't get it, man. And I'm not saying it's definitely gonna be Samoa Joe as his next opponent, but I just don't get it, man. It would have been cool if they would have just put the title on Rusev, let Rusev hold it for a little while, because all this really did is I see them like hinting at the breakup of Rusev and Aiden English, and I don't really like that. I think that that's part of the beauty of Rusev's rise to this organic cheering he's getting from the crowd. I think that Aiden English has been a good part of that. I don't want to see them break up, because that's just counterproductive. It just takes everybody down a notch. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Yeah, that was close to the last match. Show their strengths, minimize their weaknesses. Exactly, like they're doing with Baron Corbin a lot of the time. They don't let him cut these super long promos because they know he's not the most articulate guy, but what they do let him say sometimes is good. I can't even call singing Itsy Bitsy Spider a weakness, because I'm not sure any of us would really pull that off. I'm not sure anybody'd be pulling that off really well. Like, even if you put Whitney Houston out there singing Itsy Bitsy Spider, I'm sure she could make it sound good, but you'd still be sitting there like, I'm listening to someone sing Itsy Bitsy Spider in a wrestling ring. Like, it's not going to go well with anybody. So I think that they're doing a good job with some athletes to minimize their weaknesses and show their strengths, but there's nothing that could save you if you're out there doing that. That's what I'm saying. The writers, what are you doing, man? Everybody, get this company together. Get it together. So AJ retains his title. I'm not mad that AJ is champion, okay? I'm not just looking for title changes, but when it makes sense for a storyline, AJ has been through so much as a champion, He's seen everything, but has he seen somebody yet who has legitimately tried to prepare for that wrestling style and actually taken a look at the subtle holes that are here and there in AJ Styles' assault? I don't know, man. I think it was a good story that they could have capitalized on. But nah, I don't know what's next for either of them. Then we got the Iron Man match. Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship, which is strange that it was the main event. I mean, I love both these guys. I knew it was going to be a good match, but it's just strange that the World Heavyweight Championship is not main eventing. So once again, I got to say that before this happens. But anyway, match starts out. Of course, Drew McIntyre's at ringside. Seth Rollins is just a bat out of Hades here. He comes out and he just racks up pin, racks up another pin, racks up another pin. It's 3-0. Dolph Ziggler is definitely looking like a little outclassed by Seth here, and that's when Drew Minator gets involved. Drew McIntyre can't handle it anymore, so he hops in the ring and he just beats the heck. Oh no. It was 2. It was 2-0. Sorry, it was 2-0 at that point. Drew gets involved and smashes Seth in the face, but the ref just lets it happen. The ref's like, I don't know what to do here. And finally, Drew McIntyre, he produces a disqualification victory for Seth, which made it 0-3 for Seth Rollins, but the damage was done at that point. He hit Seth Rollins with a Claymore, and then he left. He walked out. He's like, finish this, Dolph. He woke up Dolph a little bit. He's like, wake up, because Dolph was destroyed at this point. Like I said, he'd already gotten 2 pins on him. So Dolph is down 3-0. Then Dolph starts just coming back. He gets 1 pin. He gets another pin. He gets another pin. It's crazy here. Finally, Dolph gets up 4-3, and this is where, I mean, the match was super hype when it was 3-3, but it got so hype when Dolph was up 4-3 because you saw the determination and the just the desperation start to bleed from Seth's face. His facial expressions and just the way that he was getting faster and looking at the clock and just trying to figure out how to keep Dolph down, because Dolph was he kept kicking out of stuff everywhere he turned. He did frog splash, he did this, he did that, he did the Falcon Arrow, he did the superplex Falcon Arrow thing. Nothing would keep Dolph down, and you could just see the determination, and you could see the title slipping through Seth's fingers. Finally, he gets another pinfall, ties it up 4-4, and time is just ticking away. Dolph is trying very, very hard to just roll out of the ring and stay out, just so he could keep the title. It was beautiful storytelling. They did a really good job here, really, really good job. Just an incredible storytelling. So it's 4-4 with like 30 seconds left, and Dolph Ziggler goes over to the corner to tune up the band, and it looks like he's about to crack Seth and do it, but Seth super kicks him in the face. The super kick was so perfectly placed. Dolph was walking up for it, or he did his little skip up, and then blow. Super kick to the head. I think that's how he tied it up. Then he curb stomped him, and he crawls over to try to get the pin, but the time expires before Seth can get the 3 count. So it's 4-4. They give Dolph his title, and Dolph's walking out, and they're like, hey, because of a 4-4 tie, it is declared a draw, and Dolph Ziggler retains his Intercontinental Championship. And I'm just sitting here like, dude, Kurt Angle, come out here, because we still got some time left. It's like a half an hour before I would expect the pay-per-view to end. I'm like, Kurt, come on, Kurt Angle, come out here. You got to stop this, because he's walking up the ramp, and it's looking good. Kurt Angle does come out, and he's like, you know what? No. Dolph, you get back in that ring. This has now become a sudden death match. The next pinfall wins. So Dolph Ziggler gets in the ring. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes Drew McIntyre. Seth kicks Drew McIntyre off the apron, and then all of a sudden, there's a zigzag, 1, 2, 3, game over. Like, literally that fast, the match was over, and Dolph was still the champion. So they literally tacked on 20 more seconds to just troll us all. Like, it just seemed like a super trollish ending. I was thinking, okay, cool. What's going to happen here is now Drew's going to turn on Dolph. There's going to be some sort of like, oh my gosh moment at the end here to really save this pay-per-view from being one of those pay-per-views that were just like, oh yeah, that happened. But no, they just walk off. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre just walk off with the Intercontinental Championship, and Seth is like, dang it, man. Can't believe that happened. And then they spend the next like 25 minutes with some. It was a post show. They didn't even call it anything cool. It was just the post show. They couldn't have come up with some cool name for it or anything. It's just a post show with Renee Young and Sam Roberts. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, I call him. During this pay-per-view, Kurt Angle did say that if Brock Lesnar does not show up for Monday Night Raw tomorrow, or this is what a lot of people are going to forget about what Kurt Angle said, so I'm going to accentuate the or. Brock Lesnar does not show up on Raw tomorrow or agree to the terms of his next title defense. So he can literally just call up Kurt and be like, all right, well, I'm going to fight for it at SummerSlam then, whatever, bye, click. And then we won't see Brock Lesnar for another 5 weeks, and he gets to keep the title. They said if he doesn't show up for Raw or agree on his next title defense tomorrow, then they're going to strip him of the Universal title. So there's one of these ways where he gets stripped if he doesn't show up, and then there's another way where he doesn't get stripped if he just says, okay, well, I'll see you in 5 weeks then. So we can go another over a month without the Universal title on TV. So I hope it's the first one. I hope he shows up to Raw. But I kind of hope he doesn't, and I hope he does not. I just hope they strip it from him, dude. Just get the belt off of this dude. I don't like it. Man. I don't like it. So anyway, all right. This pay-per-view is just one of those like sucks the hype out of you, man. Raw better be popping. I'm talking about like the lip gloss, all right? Raw better be popping like Orville Redenbacher. All right, it better not be DiGiorno's tomorrow either. It better deliver. If tomorrow is DiGiorno's, holy moly, Raw, you're in trouble. I heard they just had their worst ratings of all time. Last week's Raw was the least watched Raw in all of history. And so this, when I heard that, I'm like, oh, Extreme Rules is about to kill it, because man, they can't. They could see it slipping. They need to do something major. So I had expectations. I'm not letting my expectations give you guys the rating I'm about to give this. I'm letting the fact that they disappointed me. The thing that disappointed me is the fact that they were so close to delivering, and you can tell they didn't do it on purpose. This is purposeful sabotage of so many of these situations, and I have to call it that at this point because there's no other explanation. There's no other explanation. They know how to give us a good show. We started out with a good show. They just strategically dropped the ball in so many places that they promised and gave us so much hype to live up to. Even though they didn't build any of these feuds very well, in my opinion, they still had us looking forward to it and us thinking, hey, it could be good. I'm giving this pay-per-view a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10, just a little bit above average, and the only reason I'm giving it that is because of the attitude adjustment to the outside, Randy Orton coming back, Kevin Owens getting tossed off a cage, and the sheer will of Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins, and just the overall, I don't know, man. Just the overall pageantry of it being a pay-per-view. That's it. 6 out of 10, a little bit above average. It's like not even worth, like, honestly, I would rather watch 1 hour of NXT than this pay-per-view again. I would rather go back and watch the NXT that happened on Wednesday this week than go back and watch this pay-per-view again. And that is from the heart, truthfully telling you guys, not from a place of anger, not from a place of anything but just being truthful with you guys. This pay-per-view has definite backlash syndrome as far as I'm concerned. I don't care about it at all, and they have some explaining to do. On Monday and Tuesday, there better be explaining to do, and this build towards SummerSlam, it better be off the freaking charts, man. I'm talking about Uncharted, Nathan Drake. All right, PS4 exclusive. It better be off the charts. 6 out of 10. Barely above average. And that is, and like I said, it's only because of the effort and the awesome things that these athletes did to make it an entertaining show. If it was just at face value of what they booked here, it'd be almost pointless to watch this. But the B team winning, that's cool. We'll see what they do with that. Hopefully, they have a much more sparkly and fun title reign than we saw with the leader of worlds. I don't know when they're getting their rematch, but hopefully that goes away. Hopefully, they do not win it back, because I don't want to see them with these titles anytime soon. That just wasn't fun, man. 6 out of 10. What are you guys saying? Let's see. All right, Kid Phantom says, wait, Second City says 5 out of 10 would be 2, but Dolph won, so woo! Okay, Second City. Phenomenal One says 2.3 out of 10. Boss Gaming says 7 out of 10. Hey, that's good. That's only one above what I gave it. Kid Phantom says 7 out of 10. Temezi says 5 out of 10. Joe Hardaway says 6 out of 10. The Mo says 7 out of 10. Big Rudd says 7. Adam Bomb says 6 out of 10. 49 out of 10? Blueprint, 49 out of 10? Whoa. I think he means 4.9. And then Finish Hype King says 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it would definitely be below that without the moments that I spoke of with such oomph. They got to do better, man. They got to do better. They really do. SummerSlam, please, man. I just want a great 5 weeks of build to SummerSlam. Starting tomorrow, the hype needs to be off the charts, man. I'm telling you right now. No more DiGiorno. Okay, I want delivery. I want delivery. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for giving me your what for. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being part of the review. I hope I entertained you. I hope some of my jokes and my anecdotes and my little stories have also tickled your fancy a little bit more than this pay-per-view. I hope I did not leave the same disappointment in you that this pay-per-view left in me. Here's to better days, guys. Here's to better days. Here's my giant goblet. Here's to better days, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everybody who donated. Thank you to everybody who is a subscriber. Thank you to everybody who is going to go watch my YouTube videos, because I have over 3,000 YouTube videos up. Some stuff that a lot of people can catch up on. Check out some of the Red Factions. Check out some of the Resident Evil. I'll be playing some more of the Resident Evil 3 Nemesis very soon. So if you guys want to catch up on that, that's on the channel as well. Thank you to everybody who gave bits over on Twitch today. And I hope you guys like this layout. I spent some time on it. You guys rock, though. 10 out of 10 for the chat tonight, though. The crowd gets like a 4 out of 10. This crowd got annoying after a little while, especially with their counting down during the main event. This crowd was very strange, very here and there. There was a weird buzz about the place. I don't know. This crowd, it's like they wanted to be one of those like super duper smart towns that knows their wrestling, but then they were just weird and they popped for certain things they didn't hear. Okay, I'll give them a 6 out of 10 as well. I won't be that harsh, but this crowd definitely had its strangeness going on. I'll just say that they tried to hijack the show, and I don't really have respect for crowds when they try to do that. It's good to cheer and be hype, but when you try to hijack a show and steal the hype and start doing countdowns and chanting for all kinds of other wrestlers while people are out there doing their best, that's just disrespectful, man. I don't agree with it. You would feel the same way. What if you were at your job? I'm gonna leave you guys with this. If you were at your job, let's say you're oh gosh, let's say you're I don't know, you're a guy who stocks the shelves at your local supermarket or something, all right? And you're just stocking the shelves. There are people going about their day and getting their shopping done, and then people come in there and they just start chanting, Walmart, Walmart, Walmart. What, dude? I'm stocking the shelves over here, like, and you don't work at Walmart. You work at some other store. But everybody in the place starts going, Walmart, Walmart, oh Walmart. You know, Walmart has better prices. Walmart. Like, you just be like, hey, can you just leave them? What are you doing here? Why are you here? Why aren't you at home or at Walmart? Like, why are these people here instead of at home watching their favorite wrestler on some DVD or something? If he's so good, go watch him. If you're here, be respectful, man. These people are out here risking their life for your entertainment. These people up here paid $12 to be there tonight, and suddenly they can just disregard people who are out here who could possibly snap their neck for your enjoyment. Get it off me. 6 out of 10 for this crowd tonight. Get it out of here. I'd be mad. I'd be like, get out of my store then. Okay, maybe I don't stock the shelves fast enough for you. Go over to Walmart. Get out of here. Go watch New Japan then. I'm sure they'd love to have you. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being part of this. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Tomorrow, Monday Night Raw hangout for sure, guys, and Grapple Chat afterwards. I hope you had a good evening. I hope you get something good to eat. Stay safe in the meantime, and I will catch you guys on the other side. Gritty Urban, Grapple Chat, out.